welcome to the Fat Squirrel Speaks. Today is Tuesday, September 4th. Oh, I got it right. And this is episode 28. Oh my gosh, how are you? If you are a new viewer, hello. Thank you for joining the podcast. I say it every time, but I'll just say it again. I know there's lots of good podcasts out there, so really appreciate you giving me a try. If you're a returning viewer, I love your face. Thanks for coming back. I am the Fat Squirrel, also known as Amy Beth, and you can find me as the Fat Squirrel on Ravelry and Plurk. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. You're like, what? You're never excited. What's this about? Oh my gosh, it's so true. Did you have a good weekend? I hope you all had a good weekend. Our weekend was very rainy. We were going to go camping. Well, okay, I wanted to go camping, but we couldn't go camping and it didn't work out. And then it rained all weekend, so I felt slightly better that we hadn't gone camping. So that was nice. Thank you, the weather. Because I was all like, I wanted to go camping. But then it rained and I was like, oh, well, roofs are nice. So, but I hope you had a lovely weekend. We had people over. It was nice. All festivities. It was excellent. What else happened? Oh, my dear husband, who's on like a home improvement kick. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's the changing seasons. It's like not so hot anymore. So he's like, But so Monday, he went, I have a heart on my hand because my little girl was all like, I think I'm going to have a bad day at school. I need a heart. I was like, okay. So we got hearts. So that's what that is. It's a little more fussy looking now, but it was a heart a couple of hours ago. Anyway, so Monday, my husband is all in the kitchen doing something. I don't even know what he was doing. And I hear the water turn on and I hear him going, bah, 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 bah. He barks a lot. He's like one of those people that gets really super angry. Okay. I get angry about things, but I like to hold my anger in and let it fester and cause ulcers. I don't have one of those. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm that kind of person. So like, angry inside. That person. He's all like, angry outside. I'm not angry anymore. It's very interesting. Anyway, so he was all like, bah, 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 at the faucet. And I was like, what is he doing? Okay, so our faucet in our kitchen, like our kitchen sink, has been like super low pressure. Super low pressure. We don't have low pressure anywhere else in the house. But for a minimum of 6 months, our sink has been like, you want water? Okay. Water. 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 So I have been like, but I've also been like, how dare me be frustrated with my slow, clean, practically free water? How first world of me, you know? So I'm all like, as I'm getting frustrated, filling the giant pot of pasta. Oh, sorry, I just jiggled you really badly. As I'm filling like the giant pasta pot of water, I'm all like, and then I get all guilty, like, shut up my face. Look at this clean water that's coming right out of my spigot. I don't have to go anywhere to get it. I don't have to boil it. I'm not afraid that there's creatures living in it. Shame on me. So I've been doing that whole thing for 6 months. And they're like, he's been throughout this 6 months, been like, don't we need a new faucet? And I'm like, no, it's totally okay. We're just saving water because lower pressure. And that way, when the water's on and it's not actively doing something, we're wasting less water. You know, but I'm secretly like, oh, I like that high pressure water. But bad person. So I don't know what he was doing on Sunday, but he was like, I am done with this. Let's go get a faucet. So I was like, okay, if you insist. So we went off to the little home improvement store and we got the faucet. Of course, the 2 faucets that I wanted that were on sale were no longer there. But whatever, we got a very nice looking faucet. It's very fancy. It's very shiny. And he all installed it to much consternation and grunting and things like that. Although he did also say, I can't believe how much plumbing has improved in the last 10 years. It's like got some sort of quick release valve for the sprayer thingy. Like you used to have to like screw the thing and there was like an O-ring, I guess, and it was like all, and now it's just like click and it's done. So he was all excited about that, even as he was cursing, quite frankly, about being under our sink and saying how happy he is that he's a very slim fellow. We're kind of like Jack Sprat and his wife. So he's a very narrow little fellow. Well, he's not little. He's very tall, but he's very narrow. Or as I like to say, he's very gnarly. But he's under the sink like, it's a good, I hear him in the other room and I hear he's like, it's a good thing I'm not a big guy. He's like, I would never be able to get in here. I guess it's a good thing. Because I certainly wouldn't fit in there. But anyway, so he installed it. And now when you turn on the water, it's like, water, 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 water. And it's so awesome. I turned, like literally, our old water level of pressure was about a third of what it is now. It is awesome. Simple pleasures. So yay! It was very exciting. Oh, you can kind of see my shirt. I'll kind of show you a little bit so that you're not just like, what is that? It's my Royal Tenenbaums Tennis Club t-shirt. I enjoy wearing this shirt not only because I do love the Royal Tenenbaums. Wes Anderson. If you've not watched the Royal Tenenbaums, I know it's hard to commit to a film in this day of episodic TV. I completely understand. But so worth it. Anyway, his movies, when I first saw his movies 10 years-ish ago, I just looked at them like, how is this even made? It has a very specific look. I just could not, I still am baffled that genius. Anyway, so not only do I love this shirt because I do love the Royal Tenenbaums and they make me happy, but also I just enjoy wearing a tennis shirt because I know people are like, that fat lady wearing a tennis club t-shirt, unless they get it. So I'm sure that it causes much consternation and confusion, which I also enjoy. I'll admit it. I like to cause ruckus. So anyway, I had to show you that just so you wouldn't be like, what is that weird head on her shirt? Anyway, so yes, that's what happened. There have been other shenanigans, I'm sure, but oh my gosh, sorry, 7 minutes in, and I have so much to talk about! Okay. So, let's see which order I should do this in. La, 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 la. Okay, I'll do finished object first. I only have one. Sorry. But it's so cute. Are you ready? Okay, let's first story. I'm the worst auntie ever. This is a Christmas gift. This is a birthday gift for one of our friends' children. His birthday is not until Thursday, I think. Thursday. But they were over this weekend, and so I had his gift done, but I had just planned not to give it to him because I needed to show him the podcast. And I just figured I'd give it to him the next time I see him. I'm a bad auntie. But then they were all like, well, you could just give it to him and then take it back. I'm like, that sounds so much worse than giving it to him or not giving it until later. They were like, oh, no, he'll be fine. Because he did have one portion of the prize that he could keep. And I was all like, so they let him decide. He was like, sure, whatever. He's very chill. He's turning 7, but he's very okay. So I finished the beautiful Amy J. Nitma from Stuck in Zombies. I finished her Weeb, the zombie dude. Alright. He's giant. Brains! I want the brains! I've eaten a lot of brains. Oh no! I ate too many brains! He's gigantic. Look at him. He's so cute. Oh, Amy, I love your face. I'll try to get his whole obese self. Shh, it's okay. I don't think zombies mind if they're called obese, but you know, shh. His whole obese self. Love it. So, this is handspun that I made. This is handspun. This is actually Rambouillet, which I dyed, and I'll be honest with you, I kind of felted. Oops. Sometimes it happens. I just couldn't get the color right, so I over-processed and it felted a little bit. But then I just made him a bulky, which is what I was going to do anyway. Well, I was worsted bulky. You know, toyness. So, how much do you love him? He's so big as the Jerry Springer show. I don't even like you. I'm showing you my zombie boobies. But anyway, his eyeballs. Oh, crud sticks! I forgot to write it down. Oh, and I don't think I'll put the link in the show notes. Let me make sure I do that. It's like Pyatumig. It's like Pyatumig, I think. But again, I'll put it in the show notes. And she has an Etsy shop, and she does wooden buttons. So I had gotten some buttons for other projects. I've never used her before, but she's very lovely buttons, and they're very reasonable. As in, like, cheaper than buttons you can buy at Joann's, but they're made by a human being, and you can support her. How nice is that? And they're not plastic. Ooh, that's exciting. So these, I got these. These are some oak ones, which I had planned on putting in another sweater. I'll ask for your opinion about that in a minute. And these are the apple ones. So one of his eyeballs is an apple button. So this is a 1.5 inch size. And the never to be seen again. The other, she sent me samples. How kind of her. The little eyeball is a pear button. It's about 1 inch. Maybe 1 inch and a little bit. And of course his mouth is just sewn on with embroidery floss. I tried different options for his mouth, but I liked this one the best, and quite frankly, this is all to entertain me, so there you go. Oh, and I didn't have bean bags because, or beans, or I have beans. I didn't have those little plasticky beans, and I would have just used beans if it had been for something like just to sit on a doohickey, but this is for a kid, and it may need to run through the washer at some point. And so I did not have those little plastic doohickeys that you make the beanbag out of, and quite frankly, I was not going to drive 20 minutes to the Joann Fabrics to buy some, because I'm lazy like that, okay? Also, if I go into Joann Fabrics, Lord knows, for $3 beadie things, I'll come out with $500 worth of stuff and be like, what? Because there's drugs in the air there. So my daughter, who loves rocks in a way that I can't exactly explain, who loves rocks, it's one point we went to IKEA a while ago, and they had like those little decorative, river stones, but they were very tiny, and she was enamored with them, and they cost like $1, and I was like, okay. So I stole some of them and put them in his bottom. That's what it is. It's his bottom. So, and it's very pleasant sounding. I'm enjoying it. And they're just straight up in there. I did not make a bag for them because I was like, they're smooth and they're whatever. They're just in there. And then I just stuffed him with regular old polyfill. Oh, cute. So anyway, he's super gigantor. The yarn was bulky, maybe slightly bulkier than bulky, but how awesome is he? I love him. Love brains. So anyway, so that's my only finished object though. But dude, it's so worth it. How cute is that? Yay, Amy. Jane Itma. Go buy her pattern. It's only like, it's $2.50. I think it's only $2.50. Super duper easy. Great gift. You can do it in any weight. One of our friends who's like all kind of semi-gothy. Not like in an annoying 14-year-old way, but like in a grown-up who used to be gothy and is still kind of at heart way. You know that. She asked for one for the holidays for her desk at work, and I was like, I'll be happy to oblige. So, yay. So anyway, that lovely lady over there at the button place, check her out because she's super cute and super nice and all that good stuff. Okay. Okay. Oh, I just skipped a whole portion of the show. Let me dial back a little bit. I want to send out thank yous to Mary. She donated her real live hard-earned money to the show. Thank you. Now, Mary sent money for the show, and guess what I'm going to use with it? I'm going to use it for shipping for something. What do you say? Not the prizes that we're getting for the locale, which I will talk about in a moment, but instead, I made you a present. Made you a little present. So I was so in love with my apple picking, and then I loved reading all about your apple picking stories on the boards, so I decided to make us some apple yarn. I made one for me and one for you. You can choose which one you want. I'm going to have the prize this week. So as soon as I'm done recording, I will put a prize thread out there, and if you would just tell me your favorite apple. That seems appropriate. So it can be, you don't have to like write a book. I mean, if you want to write a book, I love reading it, but I don't want you to feel pressured. You could just be like, Fuji. And I'd be like, I don't understand you, but okay, I still love you. Or if you want to write a story, I will totally read it and be excited and go, whee! So here they are. You can choose. This one is like a black, I'm going to call it the black twig. It's a darker color scheme. but it still has the orangey, goldies of cider colorness, and the reds, the deeper, it's a deeper red and a green. And then this one we will call Jonathan. It is a brighter red. Some would maybe say slightly pinker, I don't know. And it has more of a golden color and a green that is slightly brighter. And it has a wee bit of white for the flash of appley flesh goodness. So you can choose. You can just tell me which one you want. You don't have to remember the colors. You'd be like, well, I mean, this is far in the future, but when you PM me, you'd be like, I want the light one or I want the dark one. Light one, dark one, and dyed penny. They are 100% superwash merino, 400 yards each. They are a 2-ply. So I don't know if you want to risk socks out of it. I really might risk socks out of it. I know that's foolish. No nylon and only 2-ply instead of 3-ply, but I don't know. I can't decide. So anyway, I'll totally put that out there after I make a note to myself, because even though it's important, I might forget it. So there's a prize for you. I will close that prize before I record next. So if you want to definitely be in the prize, make sure that you post your response by Monday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I may not close it until after that. I don't know. We'll see. But I can't guarantee. Monday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern. Actually, I guess it's Eastern Daylight. Whatever. Whatever time it is in Indianapolis, Indiana. That it's 8 a.m. to me is what time it's closing down. So there you go. Okay, so now we've backed up. Now let's go forward again. Okay, I think I'll save low cow talk to the end so that if you're not playing, you won't be like, shut your face, woman. So the first thing I'll show you is something that you have seen before. It is Socks in Progress by the lovely Lollipop Yarn. I'm always kind of curious about whether you want to see these things in progress, because especially these very plain vanilla-y socks, they look the same. Pretty much. So I don't know, should I just wait until they're done to be like, ta-da, they're done? I don't know. I haven't decided yet. So anyway, now I have 2 for the wee one. You can see some thread in there. They are done with a 3x1. I love the 3x1. I'm pro it from now on. I'm not doing anything that's just stocking up for a sock for me, because quite frankly, I just enjoy a little bit of rib. But 2x2 gets a little annoying after a while. 3x1, totally pleasant. So I just got to put heels in those dudes. And then I have 1 done for me, but it's not really done because I am going to make the cuff longer because I have enough yarn to do so. That was my, not sure of the thing. And then here's sock number for me too, just past the waist yarn. And look, I have this much left still. That's crazy. There's so much yarn in a ball of sock yarn. It just is magical. So that's of course by the lovely Lollipop Yarns. That's the colorway Girly Girl, and I'm knitting those on size 0s. US size 0. I think I'm going to have to go down to double zeros. That bums me out to no end. I don't know why. I think I have to go down to double zeros. Because I actually, one sock, my sock, I did a while ago. You recall, it's been like a month at least, I think. And so then I started on the second sock for me, and I got about here-ish, and I was like, that looks so loose. And I held it up to this one, and even though when I measured the gauge it was only half a stitch off, that makes a difference, people. It did look I mean, it was maybe only like a 1/4 of an inch circumference around different, but in a sock that's kind of significant. Also, it just looked like floppy and stupid. So I had to take it apart and switch needles, because I have the Knit Picks size 0 needles, but they are totally a chubby 0. The metal ones, now they're wooden ones. I've had their Harmonies in a 0. They're a very thin 0. But those metal ones are totally, no, but they're a slightly thicker 0. To me, it's probably only millimeters. But you know, when you knit a lot, you can tell the difference. So I had to go back to my cruddier looking needles. But anyway, I think I'm going to go down to 0s, double 0s. Anyway, so that's enough. You're like, shut up, I don't care. Project number 2 in progress. I am knitting. Isn't that exciting for you? That's all of my measurements for this sweater I'm making for some for custom commission. That's not even the right word. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Okay, this is the Tinder by Jared Flood. It is a longer than hip length raglan sweater, knit in pieces. However, I knitting 2 sweaters. One of them is the woman has like a finished bust of 40 inches, which is so tiny. It's so fun. But the other one is for her husband, who has a finished chest circumference closer to mine. So normally I would do the big one first to get out of the way, but I wanted to do hers first because I knew I could do hers all in one piece. I'm going to do his in separate pieces. But anyway. So here is, I am using the Beaver Slide Dry Goods, and I don't know how to say this, so I will put the colorway in the notes. I think it's argillite. It's some sort of rock that is, she's out in Montana, so it's some sort of rock that is local to her. It sounds so stupid to say the rock, it's local to her. But, you know, there are different rocks in different areas, people. That's my significant geology contribution to your life today. Anyway, I think it's called argillite. It's A-R-G-I-L-L-I-T. See, the L-L is what freaks me out. I'm like, is it argillite? Argillite. I don't know. But anyway, so it's this beautiful brown red, or you might even say red brown. I'm not sure which way it leans, but it has great little flecks of gold and like bright red. So you can kind of see those there. And it's on sale. So this is I think this is 85-15. It's 85% wool, mohair, not mohair. 85% merino, 15% mohair. And it's only $8.95 as of this moment. I can't guarantee the future. And it's 241 yards for a 4-ounce skein, which is pretty awesome sauce. This pattern is originally written for the Brooklyn Tweeds loft. Whatever, whichever one is the worsted one. But it's kind of expensive, yo. Just saying. This is like $8.95 for 4 ounces, and that's like $12.50 for 50 grams. I know it's American wool, and I know it's American processed. There are other options too. Hairstyle Tweeds, which is the company that actually produces his yarn, has their own line of yarns, which are much more affordable. Now, I've never used their yarn, so I should not say I don't know, but I've never heard anybody complain about breakage with them. Just saying. I want to try it out. Also, I don't want to bash Jared Flood's Brooklyn Tweed, but I got a color card for them, which was $7. And it's literally just snips of the yarn, like glued. So you don't even get like a loop of yarn to feel it. It was $7. Anyway, I know I'm going to support Jared Flood's rock and roll lifestyle, but simmer down, Jared. Anywho. So, sorry that was a little snarky of me. I apologize. Some days you're just feeling it. Anyway, and so I love Beaver Slide. My friends, I like them. Oh, just lost some stitches. So the pattern, as I said, is written in pieces, left, right, back, 2 sleeves. All flat, even the sleeves. But I get it, I understand. But it's very well written for being in pieces. I will say that. It is written with an eye towards the finishing, which I super appreciate. And in fact, I have no fears when I do the second one. When I do it in pieces, it'll be very easy to do the finishing because it has been well thought out. So I very much appreciate that. This pattern is very nice. So I don't know how much. So I am totally... I started this last week. Worsted weight sweaters for skinny people are awesome. So you can see the sleeve is done in reverse stockinette, which means that I started it and knitted it as it was a stockinette sleeve, just like a plain old stockinette sleeve. But when I got to the point where I was joining it in with the body, I turned it inside out and joined it in that way, so that the reverse stockinette was facing. So I'm very pleased with the pattern. Seems like it's going well so far. So you might be like, well, why are you going to do the other one in pieces? I don't like to do finishing, so it's like, don't be tricked. I don't like to do finishing. However, this much weight when I'm knitting, even for her smaller bust size, really fatigues this area of my hand, because that's I'm holding that left circular needle up with that, and that's carrying a lot of weight of that yarn. So I don't want to do his in the round, because once I get to that shoulder point, it's like once I join in the sleeves, it's going to kill me to do it. And the rounds, of course, are going to be much longer. So it's going to be heavier and the rounds will be longer. I just don't think it'll be good for me to do it that way. And again, the pattern is written for the pieces, and it's written well for pieces. It's written, again, with the eye towards seaming everything together. It's written with, I can tell you this, because even though it's a paper pattern, like this doesn't even count. It's written to make sure that you always have a stockinette seam salvage, so that I can totally just mattress seam everything. And if you've never done mattress seam, it's magic. It looks super good, and it's super easy. So, excited about that. So her sweater is doing quite well. Oh, I do want to ask you this. What do you think? Okay, so this is the sweater. This is pretty accurate color-wise. It might be slightly browner in your monitor. I'm not sure. So originally I got these buttons. They're woodworkers. Oh, no, not both. She is a crafter, but her husband is a woodworker, crafter. I got the oak ones, but I think they're too light. They are, aren't they? Evidently, because they're just throwing themselves off the sweater. Like, no, I don't even want to be a part of this shenanigan. So I got the oak ones. These buttons are so pretty. I got the oak ones, but I think I need to go with the pear. That doesn't even look darker, but it is slightly darker. Anyway, I think I need to go with a darker button. Maybe not the pear, but a darker one. See? Yeah, I totally do. Dang it. That's okay. Works for buttons. Oh no, I had to buy more buttons. How's that for me? There. So I think I'll go with dark buttons. But so isn't that cute? I thought, oh, I'm so clever. I'll make them woody buttons because they like wood. That sounded dirty. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'll put that back in my super big project bag, which my friend Kaylin got me for Christmas last year. Best Christmas present ever. Especially when you're in your local yarn store and you have it on your shoulder and you actually get hit people with it, and then you'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I hit you with my ball sack. Oh, I'm sorry. Some of you are disrespecting me so much right now. Oh, I'm sorry. I am that person. Anyway, okay. Okay, so now I will talk about the local. If you don't want to play, I still love you. And I'll see you next time. I don't think I'll say anything clever or entertaining. It's not about the locale. Okay, so cast on with September 1st. I'll show you my project. I am doing the Fallberry knits by the lovely, what's her name? Anne Hansen, who is the Knit Stop lady. She's a blog. So I'm doing the Fallberry knits. You can't see the texture that much. And I am making them out of Under the Sun, Shetland, which is a farm that is local to me. And this is super soft. It was crazy, but it's super soft. So I have that much done. I'm trying to kind of take it slow, because I have that giant sweater to work on, and another one happening. And those need to get done pretty soon. But also I don't want to be like done with everything and then be like, oh, oops. The locale has another 6 weeks to work on it, and I'm done. Because that would be kind of lame. So, yay! They're very soft and squishy, and I think this is the right project for this yarn, which always makes me happy. So, other things to talk about the locale. There are prizes. I should have brought the ones that I have here, but I didn't. There are 2 skeins of alpaca DK weight that are from a farm that's local to me. There are 2 skeins of the lovely Rowan Pure Life from our lovely viewer Gilly. She's donated those. They're a marl. They're also a DK weight, I think. Ooh, it's a DK-tastic cow. Whatever. And guess what? I contacted the lovely Leanna Baverside Dry Goods, and she has agreed to donate a prize. So I will totally be getting some beaver slide in the mail, and I will show it to you. There will be a prize. So I'm very excited about that. Let's see. Okay. Projects. Anything you would like to knit, or crochet, or is weaving Ravelry sanctioned? Any Ravelry sanctioned craft. 1 per person, 1 entry per person. So not 300 Christmas stocks. No, no, no. 1 entry per person, if you would please tag your project with Fat Squirrel Low Cal. And that local is with a K. So L-O-K-A-L, like Loki. Anyway, so I'm all trying to make sure. So yes, there's a prize coming with paper slide. I'm so excited. Upcoming events, talking about locale, I will be going to the Wool Gathering in Yellow Springs, Ohio, or at least I am planning to at this point. That is the weekend of September 15th and 16th, I believe. But if you just Google Wool Gathering in Yellow Springs, it'll take you right to it. They have lots and lots of good vendors if you're in the area. I believe I'll be going on Saturday. If you're going to, you should totally tell me. I'm not sure. But that was just an aside because we're talking about local fibers. But there was something else that was very important that I was supposed to tell you. Oh! Okay, so on the locale thread on the board in the group, etc., etc., I put in there, like, if you have local fibers that you are selling, please put it up. Okay, I just checked it this morning. I bought something. I couldn't help it. So the lovely, oh, did I write it down? Oh, I didn't write her name. I think her name is Barbara. I'm so sorry if that's not right, but I think it's Barbara. But her website is www.dragonbrook. I'm a liar. I think it's Book Yarns. I'll put the link in. And it's in the Ravelry group. But I think it's Dragon Book Yarns. I wrote Brook, but I'm not sure now. Anyway, Dragonbrook or bookyarns.com. And she has her own flock, and she processes the flock. She sends it off. She processes the flock. That sounds terrible. Sheep pie. She processes her wool locally, yes. So she has the mill spun send singles. This is so fun. Are you ready? The mill spins her singles and then sends it back. She dyes the singles individually and then plies them together herself so that you get a marl yarn. But it's not just like natural and white. No, no. It's like lime green and purple. Or orange and purple. Or the one I bought, which is like orange, and purple. That's so exciting. So she focuses on sock yarn. That's really cool. So she is located in Shelburne, Mass. I went to school in Northampton, Mass. So I'm going to pretend that's local to me because it was local to me at one point in my timeline. Whatever. It's American. It doesn't matter. Because I'm in America. If you're in another country, it's whatever you're in. So you should totally go check that out. I don't even have the yarn to show you. I just looked at it like 10 minutes ago and immediately bought it. I really need to deactivate my PayPal account. Anyway, so it's beautiful. I can't wait to show you. And she's obviously great. When I got Romney, she has Romney, Icelandic, and Shetland sheep. So I didn't look, again, impulse buy. I didn't look super researchy style at all of her different yarns to see if like it's broken down into which one is which. But the one I got is Romney. So, okay, I think that's all. I hope you have a lovely, super fabulous week. I hope you check out some vendors. I hope you go sign up and maybe win a prize from me. Some apple yarn. Are you ready? You ready? You want some? And then I think that's all. So yeah, I'll talk to you next week, which I will record on Monday. I promise, mostly-ish. Sorry, I've been off. It's a holiday. Last week I was just off because I'm me. But anyway, I'll talk to you.